6 essential nutrients seniors need to rebuild muscle and stay strong. If your arms feel weaker when lifting groceries, if getting up from a chair is harder than it used to be, you're not alone. After 50, we naturally start to lose muscle. Not because we're lazy, but because our bodies change. The good news? You can rebuild strength. And it starts from the inside out, with the nutrients your muscles are quietly begging for. In this video, I'll walk you through 6 essential nutrients that help you stay strong, energized, and independent. Let's make sure your body is working with you, not against you, in your golden years. If you find this helpful, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. This channel is your safe space for feeling better and staying stronger after 50. And if something in this video reminds you of a loved one, please share it. We grow stronger together. 1. Protein, the muscle builder. After the age of 50, the body begins to lose muscle at a steady rate, a condition known as sarcopenia. This isn't a minor shift. For many older adults, it means struggling with everyday tasks like climbing stairs, lifting groceries, or even rising from a chair. The solution isn't only movement, it's nutrition. And at the top of that list is protein. Without enough protein, the body doesn't have the raw material it needs to rebuild what age naturally breaks down. Muscles are made from protein. Every time they are used, whether in exercise, walking, or carrying bags, they experience tiny tears that need to be repaired. That repair is where growth happens. And that growth is impossible without sufficient protein intake. Research shows that adults over 50 need more protein than younger people, not less. The recommended dietary allowance, RDA, for protein in older adults often falls short of what's needed to prevent muscle loss. While younger adults might get by with 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, many experts suggest that seniors may need closer to 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram, especially if they're trying to maintain or regain strength. Some doctors advise increasing protein intake in every meal, spreading it out through the day rather than consuming it all at once. One common challenge is appetite. As people age, they often eat less. But eating less can mean not getting enough high-quality protein. High-quality protein is defined by its amino acid profile, particularly the presence of all 9 essential amino acids the body can't produce on its own. These are found most reliably in animal sources such as eggs, dairy, poultry, fish, and lean meats. For those who follow a plant-based diet, combining sources like beans and rice, or tofu and whole grains, becomes essential to cover the full amino acid spectrum. Eggs are often recommended for seniors because they are soft, easy to prepare, and packed with complete protein. Greek yogurt is another excellent source, providing not only protein but also calcium. For those with chewing difficulties or low appetite, protein shakes made from whey or plant-based protein powders can help fill the gap. Whey protein, in particular, is quickly absorbed and rich in leucine, an amino acid critical for triggering muscle protein synthesis. Studies have shown that when older adults increase their protein intake, especially combined with resistance-based exercises like light, weightlifting, or resistance bands, they regain muscle mass, improve balance, and reduce the risk of falls. Even without structured workouts, increased protein can help slow the decline. In one clinical trial, seniors who ate higher protein diets experienced less frailty and could walk faster than those who didn't. Timing also matters. Muscles are most receptive to rebuilding after movement, and that's when protein is most valuable. Doctors often recommend eating a protein-rich meal or snack within 2 hours of physical activity, but even on rest days, consistent protein intake keeps the body nourished and ready to maintain muscle tissue. There are misconceptions that too much protein can harm the kidneys in older adults. However, for those with normal kidney function, Current research does not support this concern. In fact, under-consuming protein may lead to greater health risks in the aging population. Weak muscles don't just affect strength, they reduce independence, increase hospital stays after illness, and make recovery from injuries much harder. The quality of life hinges on strength. Strong muscles support joints, protect bones, and help maintain a healthy metabolism. Without protein, the body begins to pull from its own reserves, and that means breaking down muscle tissue even further. It becomes a downward spiral unless interrupted by the right nutritional support. Convenience matters too. Seniors often rely on simple meals: rotisserie chicken, canned tuna, cottage cheese, and boiled eggs are fast, affordable, and protein-rich. For those who skip meals, a daily protein smoothie with added fruit, yogurt, and nut butter can provide a delicious and effective way to meet daily needs. Doctors frequently remind their older patients that protein isn't just for bodybuilders. It's for anyone who wants to keep doing the things they love. For seniors recovering from illness, injury, or surgery, the need for protein becomes even greater. The body enters a hypercatabolic state, which means it breaks down tissue faster than normal. To fight back, it needs more resources. Hospitals often prescribe high-protein diets during recovery for exactly this reason. Building or preserving muscle isn't just about what happens in the gym. It starts in the kitchen. Protein is the foundation. Without it, the body has no way to rebuild, no way to strengthen, and no way to maintain resilience. With it, even those in their 60s, 70s, and 80s can see meaningful improvements in strength, posture, balance, and overall energy. It's never too late to nourish muscles, and protein is the most essential place to begin. 2. Vitamin D, the strength stabilizer. Vitamin D plays a direct role in muscle strength and physical stability, especially in adults over the age of 50. While it's commonly associated with bone health, research has shown that it also affects how muscles function, contract, and recover. Low levels of vitamin D can cause muscle weakness, slower reflexes, and poor balance, all of which increase the risk of falls and injuries in seniors. Some doctors consider vitamin D not just a bone vitamin, but a full-body support nutrient, particularly important as people age. As people get older, their skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and kidneys become less active in converting it to its usable form. At the same time, seniors often spend more time indoors, further reducing their exposure to the sun. This combination makes vitamin D deficiency more common in older populations. Blood tests frequently reveal low levels, even in people who feel generally healthy. According to studies, nearly half of adults over 65 are either insufficient or deficient in vitamin D, which may silently impact their strength without obvious symptoms. When vitamin D levels drop too low, muscles don't respond as well. Weakness may begin in the legs, often felt as heaviness or a sense of dragging while walking. Some patients describe feeling wobbly, especially when standing up or turning quickly. In more advanced deficiency cases, walking speed decreases, and the risk of losing balance goes up. Several clinical studies have found a strong link between low vitamin D levels and increased rates of falling in older adults. Supplementing with vitamin D in those who are deficient has been shown to improve muscle performance and reduce the frequency of falls by improving coordination and strength. Vitamin D also interacts with calcium, another mineral critical for muscle contractions. Without enough vitamin D, calcium can't be absorbed efficiently, and muscles can't fire properly. That's why even with enough dietary calcium, a deficiency in vitamin D may lead to muscle cramps, spasms, or twitching. Doctors often advise checking both vitamin D and calcium levels together, especially in patients with muscle complaints or frequent falls. Getting enough vitamin D can be done through a combination of food, supplements, and sunlight. Fatty fish, like salmon and sardines, fortified dairy products, and egg yolks offer small but helpful amounts. However, for many seniors, these sources are not enough to meet daily needs. Sun exposure helps, but aging skin needs longer exposure to produce the same amount, and sunscreen or clothing can block it. That's why many health professionals recommend supplements, especially during winter months or for those who rarely go outdoors. The recommended daily intake varies depending on age, gender, and baseline levels, but many experts suggest 800 to 2,000 IU per day for older adults. Some doctors may prescribe higher doses temporarily if a blood test reveals a significant deficiency. It's important to follow a healthcare provider's guidance, as excessive vitamin D can lead to other problems, including calcium buildup in the blood. But when used appropriately, vitamin D supplementation is both safe and highly beneficial. Restoring vitamin D levels takes time, but improvements in muscle strength and balance can begin within weeks. Better posture, fewer aches, and increased confidence while walking are common signs of progress. It may not be the first nutrient people think of for muscles, but its impact is deeply felt in how the body moves, reacts, and recovers. For adults over 50, making sure vitamin D levels are in a healthy range is one of the simplest and most effective ways to stay strong and steady. 3. Omega-3. Fatty acids. The inflammation. Fighter omega-3. Fatty acids help the body fight inflammation, a hidden enemy that can quietly break down muscle over time. As people age, low-grade inflammation becomes more common, even without noticeable illness. This kind of chronic inflammation interferes with how muscles repair themselves after use, making it harder to maintain strength. Doctors and researchers often point to inflammation as one of the key reasons older adults struggle to build or preserve muscle, even when they stay active. Omega-3s offer a natural way to counter that damage and help protect muscle mass. These healthy fats are found in cold water fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout. They're also present in flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and algae-based supplements. While many nutrients support general wellness, omega-3s have been studied specifically for their role in muscle health. In one clinical study, older adults who took daily omega-3 supplements gained more muscle during strength training compared to those who didn't. The omega-3 group also showed improved grip strength and better muscle function, even when starting from a weaker baseline. One of the main benefits of omega-3s is how they lower the production of inflammatory molecules in the body. These molecules, known as cytokines, can slow down the process of muscle recovery and increase soreness after activity. By reducing this internal stress, omega-3s help the body respond better to physical effort. They don't build muscle directly, but they create the conditions in which muscle can grow and repair more efficiently. That's why some doctors describe omega-3s as muscle protectors. Omega-3s also improve blood flow, which delivers more oxygen and nutrients to working muscles. Better circulation means faster recovery, more energy during activity, and less stiffness afterward. For seniors who feel fatigue or joint discomfort after basic movement, omega-3s may gently ease the burden and allow for more physical engagement. They're especially helpful for those who are just beginning to rebuild strength after illness, surgery, or long periods of inactivity. The typical Western diet is often high in omega-6 fats, found in processed oils and snacks, and low in omega-3s. This imbalance worsens inflammation and contributes to muscle decline. Reversing that ratio by adding more omega-3s is a practical, food-based step toward better aging. Doctors often recommend eating fish 2 to 3 times a week or using a high-quality fish oil supplement. For those who avoid animal products, algae-based omega-3 supplements provide a plant-based alternative. When choosing a supplement, it's important to look for both EPA and DHA, two key forms of omega-3s. These are the components that offer the strongest anti-inflammatory and muscle-supporting effects. A typical dose ranges from 1,000 to 2,000 millicalories per day, but this may vary based on individual health conditions. Taking it with meals can improve absorption and reduce any aftertaste. Omega-3s do more than help the muscles. They support heart health, brain function, and joint flexibility. But in the context of strength and aging, their role is clear. They help the body recover, repair, and respond better to movement. For seniors looking to stay active, protect their independence, and reduce soreness after exercise, omega-3 fatty acids are an essential part of the nutritional toolkit. 4. Creatine. The energy charger creatine supports strength, energy, and muscle recovery, three key areas that become harder to maintain after age 50. While it's often marketed to athletes and bodybuilders, creatine has shown clear benefits for older adults, especially those trying to rebuild lost muscle. It works by helping the body produce quick bursts of energy during movement, which is crucial not only for exercise but also for everyday activities like climbing stairs, lifting objects, or even walking longer distances without tiring. In the ER, body creatine is stored in the muscles and used during physical effort to regenerate ATP, the primary energy molecule. As people age, their natural stores of creatine tend to decline, making movements feel more tiring and recovery take longer. Supplementing with creatine helps restore those levels, allowing muscles to perform better and recover faster. Studies show that older adults who take creatine, even without intense exercise, often report increased muscle strength, greater endurance, and improved energy levels. One study conducted on people over 60 found that creatine supplementation, combined with resistance training, led to greater gains in muscle mass and grip strength compared to exercise alone. Even in seniors who didn't lift weights, creatine helped improve walking speed and reduce the risk of fatigue during daily tasks. The benefits are not just physical. With more strength and energy, seniors often gain confidence and become more active, a key factor in preserving health and independence. Unlike many supplements, creatine has been extensively studied in older populations and consistently shown to be both safe and effective when used correctly. Most research supports a daily dose of 3 to 5 grams. Some doctors recommend starting with a slightly higher dose for a few days, known as a loading phase, but this isn't necessary for everyone. The key is consistency. Taking creatine daily, even on non-exercise days, helps the body build and maintain steady levels in the muscles. Creatine works best when paired with adequate hydration. Since it helps draw water into muscle cells, it's important to drink enough fluids throughout the day. This also supports better digestion and muscle recovery. Some people worry that creatine may cause weight gain, but the increase usually comes from water retained in the muscles, not fat. This is a normal part of how creatine supports muscle health and should not be a cause for concern. One common misunderstanding is that creatine is only for younger people or serious athletes. In reality, the aging body may benefit even more from this supplement. It helps restore energy where it's often lacking, particularly in the muscles. Doctors who work with older patients recovering from injury or illness sometimes recommend creatine to help rebuild strength more quickly. It's also being studied for its potential role in supporting brain health, as the brain uses creatine for energy as well. For seniors who feel slower, weaker, or more tired than they used to, creatine offers a safe and well-researched option to help turn things around. It doesn't replace exercise or diet, but it supports both. With stronger muscles and more energy, everyday life becomes easier safer, and more enjoyable. In the broader effort to age with strength and stability, creatine stands out as a small supplement with a powerful impact. 5. Magnesium, the recovery. Mineral magnesium plays a vital role in how muscles relax, recover, and function, especially in older adults. It works behind the scenes to support muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and energy production, processes that often slow down with age. A magnesium deficiency can lead to muscle cramps, fatigue, weakness, and poor recovery after physical activity. These symptoms are common among seniors and are sometimes mistakenly blamed solely on aging, when in fact they may signal a nutritional gap that's correctable. Research shows that magnesium levels naturally decline over time due to changes in absorption, medication use, and dietary habits. Certain medications commonly used by seniors, such as diuretics, acid blockers, or blood pressure drugs, can reduce magnesium levels further. At the same time, many diets are low in magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, whole grains, and legumes. As a result, even well-fed adults may not be getting enough magnesium to support muscle recovery and overall function. When magnesium is low, muscles tend to tighten instead of relax. This can cause cramps, spasms, or a sensation of stiffness in the legs and back, particularly at night or after activity. For seniors trying to rebuild strength, this can make movement more difficult and recovery more uncomfortable. In one study, older adults with low magnesium were found to have poorer muscle performance and greater difficulty maintaining balance. Replenishing magnesium improved both strength and coordination. Magnesium also supports energy production at the cellular level. Every movement the body makes, from walking to lifting to stretching, requires energy in the form of ATP. Magnesium helps activate ATP and make it usable by muscles. Without enough magnesium, the body can feel tired even after light activity. Some doctors describe magnesium as the mineral that helps the body reset after effort, allowing for faster healing and better physical resilience. Sleep quality is another area where magnesium has shown benefits. Seniors often experience disrupted sleep, and magnesium supports relaxation not only in the muscles but also in the nervous system. Restorative sleep is when the body repairs muscle tissue. Poor sleep interferes with recovery, while better sleep, supported by magnesium, helps muscles bounce back and rebuild overnight. Getting magnesium through food is always a good starting point. Spinach, almonds, pumpkin seeds, black beans, and whole grains are rich sources. However, cooking methods and soil depletion can reduce the actual magnesium content in food, making supplementation helpful for some individuals. Magnesium supplements come in several forms, including magnesium citrate, glycinate, and oxide. Magnesium citrate and glycinate are often better tolerated and more easily absorbed. The recommended daily amount for older adults generally ranges between 310 and 420 milligrams, depending on sex and age. Taking magnesium with food can help reduce the chance of digestive upset. It's important not to take more than needed, as excessive magnesium, particularly from supplements, can cause diarrhea or interact with certain medications. Doctors often advise checking with a healthcare provider before starting a new supplement, especially for those with kidney concerns. For seniors aiming to rebuild muscle, improve recovery time, and reduce nighttime cramps or post-exercise soreness, magnesium offers a gentle yet powerful solution. It supports the body's natural rhythms, helping muscles work when they need to and rest when they must. In the yaoi process, it gives older adults one more tool for staying active, steady, and strong. 6. Leucine. The muscle trigger. Leucine is a powerful amino acid that acts as a direct trigger for muscle building. While all protein helps maintain muscle, Leucine is the specific ingredient that tells the body, it's time to grow. This signal becomes even more important after age 50, when the body's natural ability to build and maintain muscle begins to slow down. Without enough leucine in the diet, protein can be less effective at doing its job, even if the total protein intake seems adequate. Leucine is one of the 9 essential amino acids, meaning the body cannot make it on its own and must get it from food. It plays a unique role in starting a process called muscle protein synthesis, which is how the body builds and repairs muscle tissue. In younger adults, the muscles respond quickly to small amounts of protein, but as people age, the muscles' ability to respond weakens, a condition known as anabolic resistance. Leucine helps overcome this resistance by turning on the body's muscle-building switch. Foods that are especially high in leucine include eggs, dairy products like Greek yogurt and cheese, chicken, turkey, beef, and fish. Whey protein is particularly rich in leucine, which is why it's often used in supplements designed for muscle support. For plant-based eaters, soy protein is one of the few plant proteins with a higher leucine content. But overall, animal proteins tend to provide more per serving. Research shows that older adults benefit most when each meal contains at least 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine. This means simply eating enough total protein isn't enough. The type and timing of protein also matter. Some doctors now recommend spreading protein intake evenly across meals and making sure that each one includes a leucine-rich source. For example, starting the day with eggs or Greek yogurt, having chicken or lentils at lunch and finishing with fish or tofu at dinner can provide a steady stream of muscle support. For those who struggle to get enough from food alone, due to appetite, chewing issues, or dietary preferences, leucine-enriched supplements are available. These are often added to protein powders or recovery shakes and are used in hospitals and clinics for patients recovering from surgery or illness. They are not just for athletes, but are increasingly used as a nutritional tool to support healthy aging. Leucine doesn't work in isolation. It works best when paired with overall high-quality protein and some form of physical activity, even light resistance or walking. But it remains the key that starts the engine. Without enough leucine, the signal to build new muscle remains weak, no matter how much effort is put in at the gym or how much protein is consumed. That's why some nutrition experts focus on leucine as the most important amino acid for aging muscle. In the bigger picture, maintaining strength after 50 isn't just about staying mobile, it's about preserving independence, confidence, and quality of life. Leucine helps support all of that by giving the body what it needs to respond to effort and recover more efficiently. For older adults aiming to stay strong, including enough leucine in each meal can make a significant difference in how the body feels, moves, and heals. It's a small part of the diet with an outsized impact on muscle health. If this video helped you and you'd like to see more like it, just tap the red button that says subscribe. It's free and it helps you find our videos more easily. You can also click the little bell icon next to it to get a message when we post new ones.